Hercules. Now, basically, everyone and I saw the movie Hercules, and like I rented it recently and I watched it, and I'm here to give you my review on the movie. And basically, this is all basically centered around this is basically Hercules' story. And in the beginning, basically the story goes like this. There's Hercules played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and you see all the classic characters. You see him fight within all the mythology and the lore of course, of Hercules. And basically, you see him fight these creatures. And then there's at some point he stops and he kind of, I wouldn't say retires, but he slows down and he has a family, has some children, and basically he gets to that point of life. And basically he stops and something tragic happens. I won't say what happens. But basically something bad happens to his family, and he is there's two sides of a war that's conflicting with him. It's kind of like Hercules fight with us, or fight with our side, fight with our side. Now, there's that type of dilemma going across the room, and basically, eventually, well, it's not like that. He has his own little group of soldiers with him, and it seems like these certain points within the film are kind of sticking out to me. It's like I like the side characters. Like there's a character with two small axes, and there's another character who has who has archery bow. And I like those two characters. Those two characters for me, they weren't great, but they were fine for what they were. And also it seemed like to me it seemed like the effects didn't go overly too overboard, like how they did with kind of like 300. But I think I do admire the use of practical effects in the story of its own self, and in the end, I thought that kind of did add a sense of atmosphere and a good sense of atmosphere for the film. And the performances were fine. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the only big cast member in the film, I think. And basically, he adds a lot of personality to the character. He adds a lot of snare and likability to him. I do admit it. And I do really like the action at times, and there's a lot of use of clever action, I will say, at times. But that's all fun and dandy, and that's what I will say I do like about the film. However, there's a lot of big problems. Number one, I think, is a concept indeed for its own self. This film is like PG-14. Personally, if this one was in my hands, I would have made it R. I would have made it, because there's a certain times where I think it's just too restricted. I think it's a bit too held back. Like, come on, let loose on the gore and blood and really make it seem epic. Make it really seem like really large and big and kick ass. Like, not every movie needs to have an action scene like Lord of the Rings or Terminator 2, but at least put a bit more power or emphasis into it. And the point where you show a lot more blood, to me, shows a lot more at stake, and it shows there's a great sense of danger within itself, and I think that was really missing. Another problem I have with the film for me is that at times it just kept being so generic and just so recycled and so cliched and so just redundant and repetitive at times. And just it's clearly, it's not like within the ancient Greek genre of itself. It seems like it's playing it safe and it's doing nothing new. That's what I was saying about that. And also, I will say, there's a lot of moments within the film where I was snoring, or I was just it seemed like I was just not giving a shit, at least 50% of the time, and that's not a good thing at all, man. It's like, are you trying, film? Are you really, really trying? For me, and basically, that's my biggest problem. Those three are my hugest problem with the film. It seems A, boring, B, it seems way too, and it also seems boring. Like, it really loses me a lot of times, and it seemed like, nothing special about the film. It's like, this is really ringing about you. It's like, no, it's like what you see in this film, it's like, a few days later, it's like, at least 1 or 2 days later, it's like, you know what, you kind of forgot I've seen this film. And for me, it seemed like that in those flaws really didn't stand out. But there were some good things, like practical effects and decent story and good action around it. In the end, Hercules is a bit of a mixed bag for me, and a lot of people don't like the film. I do understand that it's a terrible film within its own rights, but it's kind of like Pompeii. You gotta appreciate what it is. It's not trying to be overly great, but you should have a bit more expectation going into the film for itself. In the end, I will give Hercules a 60%. It's nothing special. It's just a fun little film for your own genuine entertainment. It's like if you have some teenage boys in the room, this film, put it on, and it will shut them up for an hour and a half. In the end, that's what I think of the film, and I really hope you enjoyed my review of Hercules. Stick around for a lot more reviews that are coming up in the future one. And like always, thank you for watching, and stay strong. Just like Hercules.